Sts'ailes people have lived in the Harrison watershed since time immemorial. We have thrived because of our ancient laws and practices that govern interactions with one another, land, water, plants, and animals. Sts'ailes, our oral laws have been passed down generation after generation for millennia, ensuring respect and sustainable interactions in Sts'ailes Chachatamuch sacred lands. Our strong teachings and care for our lands allowed us to prosper for thousands of years as an independent and respected Coast Salish tribal group. According to our Sts'ailes and Siwis, we have always lived in our traditional territory. There is evidence of this in many archaeological sites that have been recorded throughout Sts'ailes territory and documented in our strength of claim. Where we are today with our reconciliation agreement with BC creates many opportunities working together. Along with reconciliation comes the truth of why reconciliation. Together we need to work towards making things right by stating facts and publicly acknowledging the true histories of atrocities committed to our people by the government and churches.
It's been years since Chief Ralph Leon Jr. has been back to his former residential school.
I haven't come back here because of what's still in my mind, what I witnessed here. The mental abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, verbal abuse that I witnessed here. With no amount of money, no counselor could ever take that away from my mind. So it's going to always be there.
The government also took away our land and our rights. We were placed on this reserve, which is only one of many village sites within our territory. We were subject to epidemics that almost wiped out our people. The assimilation policies took away our pride and jeopardized our identities, which led to poverty, alcohol and drug abuse, diminished parenting skills, and increased crime and violence. This dark era is a formidable force. However, we overcome hardship. We find ourselves standing on the strength of our own experiences. We have survived. Now is the time to thrive. Reconciliation has begun. Through the reconciliation agreement, our customs, traditions, language, laws, and our way of life are gradually being recognized and respected.
BCRA Year, Sts'ailes. I'm Ryan Charlie, and I'm the cultural tourism host for Sts'ailes Development Corporation. So we offer services such as boat tours, land acknowledgement, kayak tours. We also offer workshops such as drum making, cedar weaving, medicine walks, storytelling, and Sts'ailes.
Hello everybody, my name is Keegan Charlie, and my Huilmuk Squee traditional name is Cactailach, and I come from here in Sts'ailes. My position is the Business Development Coordinator, working under the Moituilach team, Sts'ailes Development Corporation. I'm really honored to be a part of the Moituilach team and really having a helping hand with the good projects that we're bringing into our community and building a good foundation of business and bringing it into our community to provide a good network of resources for all of us to benefit from in the future. My other role is the cultural tourism host, and I really feel blessed to use my cultural knowledge in this platform to educate and to explain and interpret our culture and our customs to the outside world. And feel like this is a crucial position to have us not misrepresented and to use this platform in a positive way. Thank you.
I'm a carpenter by trade, and I was able to build our display case for our traditional cedar baskets. I helped maintain the Sasquatch Eco Lodge, the Sts'ailes band store, the fishery building, Pochwia, and Lawathet Lalam.
Good afternoon. My name is Darla Rasmussen and I am the Justice Coordinator for Sts'ailes Nation. And it's been an exciting journey since July. I've been in my position for 8 months. And in my time here, we've done all kinds of fun things in the Justice Department. We've been doing some restorative circles with families, preventing charges and keeping kids out of care. We've been doing TRC educating in the school, doing orange shirt walks, keeping community together and safe in partnership with our Indigenous policing services. We've also been supporting community members with victim impact statements and community impact statements. And we're looking at evolving and developing our security team into community policing and creating and developing foundation for restorative justice, which is a great approach to keeping our Indigenous people out of prison and out of the justice system. And we've built up a really great relationship with our Indigenous policing services, as well as some of the other programs that we have offered here in Sts'ailes. So really collaborative practice and working together to keep our community safe, healthy, and well. Hi.
My name is Addison Heemstra. I work with the Indigenous Police Service out of Chilliwack. I've been working with Darla Rasmussen, the Justice Coordinator, over the last year and a bit here. And my main role within the community is working with the youth, working with the elders, working with the Justice Coordinator, Chief and Council, and basically bringing up any issues that come up as they go. So I do also sit in on the Community Consultative Group. We have those every month. And it's basically working with Sts'ailes and whatever issues they have and how we can assist as the RCMP and help foster the relationship between the police and our Indigenous communities.
Sts'ailes, Stephanie Leon Riedel Telsquich, Talitza Sts'ailes. I am the environmental strategist for Sts'ailes and our Huilachmit department, our rights and title department. I will be working over the next few years on collaborative stewardship studies with community, which includes a plant inventory study as well as the collection and redistribution of our plant and land stewardship Squelquel. Kwasai.
Good day, everyone. My name is Tim Felix, Sts'ailes Guardian Supervisor. I have with me Aia, Sts'ailes Guardian. It's our pleasure to introduce ourselves on the beautiful land here, We're on a beautiful land base here. As Guardians, our mandate is to protect and preserve the beautiful resources we have here, land and the water that our dear ancestors left for us. And we're honored and privileged to work as Guardians in the Sts'ailes territory to carry on the legacy of our ancestors in protecting and preserving all the resources we see around us for future generations to come.
We would like to raise our hands to Minister Adrian Dix for being an example of reconciliation, advocating to put resources back into our people instead of resources being taken out of our territory.
This site here is what we would call Pelachal. Today they call it the canyon, crystal clear, but it's a really significant site in our history of Sts'ailes. We're considered river people, water people, but we're also considered mountain people. And at one time there was we had 3 villages at Chehalis Lake. Shared was Stepson was a place to gather and harvest, and then when they got bigger, then some people just stayed there. he said that's how the villages were up and down throughout our territory. That's why you can trace some names to those spots, because that's kind of where their families stayed. Then when we went through the smallpox and the epidemics, and lots of people were dying off, and those little villages became smaller and smaller, our people kind of pulled together to stay strength in numbers and to look after the resources. And that's why they came to where we are today. Because when you look at the village we live on today, all of these spawning channels that are here, and you got the Harrison River and all of its species of salmon that are there, that's why we shrunk down and stayed tight into this really powerful spot for fish habitat. Because we could have went to Sts'ailes, we could have went to Sts'ailes, but because this is where all of the fish were, this is where we pulled down and looked after that great resource of here. It's very, very unique. There's those that come from the land, or come from those stories now. And it wasn't until I was about 20 when I realized how important those stories were. And I made a conscious effort to go back and talk to the elders. Your name connects you. So when we meet with the government, then they kind of say, well, how come how come you want say about what goes on in the land, and how come you want the benefit that comes from whatever there? So we could say, well, here's our history. Here's the names that come from the land. Here's the use of the land. Here's the stories from the land. And so when we start to negotiate, when you can actually come up here and see, for me, to see the land from this perspective, it helps me then as a negotiator to do my job. You guys Before the world was here, the sun and the moon fell in love, and they set their emotions and their feelings towards each other. Where those feelings met was where the world was created. At the beginning, they say the world was covered with water, and it was only through time and evolution that some took different shape and different form. How some evolved to becoming the winged, how some evolved to becoming the four-legged fur-bearing, how some evolved to becoming the plant people and the root people, how some became the ones that swim in the river and the ocean, and some became human. Early in time, us as the human, we were the weakest and we needed the most help for survival. And all our relations, all living things took pity on us, and they gave themselves to us for food, shelter, clothing, utensils, and for medicine. And the only thing they asked for in return was to be respected, to be remembered, to only take what you need, to share with those who are less fortunate, and not to gather a harvest at certain times. All of our laws come back to that.